Yes, hello guys, and welcome back to Championship Predictions. We are back to predict the second tier of English football. And as always, I'm joined by my brilliant sister Sophie. How are you?
Yes, I'm well, thank you. Let's go for like target 2,500 likes.
Yes, we're going to do it. We're going to absolutely smash it. Hit that like button and be sure to subscribe. Get involved, hit the subscribe button. Thank you, as always, for your brilliant support. Be sure to play along and get your predictions down in the comments. And the scores from last time, Sophie won again. That's 30 points you're ahead now, Sophie. 84-54.
So bad, isn't it? I don't even think I won by much, though.
I'm just terrible, let's be honest.
What were the scores?
7-5.
Okay.
I got the Coventry one correct.
Yeah, you did. That was a good shout, actually.
Well, let's see if I can get the Coventry one correct again, because Coventry City are first up. Join us on Friday night, guys. We will be live streaming this game, Wrexham v Coventry, on Halloween. So make sure to join us on the watch along. This one will be fireworks. I'm going to dive right in with a crazy prediction, Sophie. Last time Wrexham played Coventry, Wrexham won 4-3 in the FA Cup.
There were goals, yeah.
It was a bonkers game, and Coventry City, it was just one of our worst results ever, actually.
Yeah, it was awful.
You know, it was an FA Cup upset and a great result for Wrexham. I think Coventry are going to want revenge, and I think history might repeat itself, but this time Coventry will come out on top. Wrexham 3, Coventry 4.
No way, you're going for the bonus point.
Do you know what? And before anyone says, oh, that's silly, if you never, ever predict a 4-3, you will never, ever get a 4-3 prediction right. I don't do it very often, but I'm going to go for it. Coventry City have been brilliant going forwards. Recently, though, we have seen that we're open defensively. I think Wrexham will be a bit exhausted after playing on Tuesday night against Cardiff in the Carabao Cup. I think the game will get stretched, and I think it's going to rain goals. Wrexham 3, Coventry 4.
I mean, a 3-1 paid off for you last time, so I'm going to lock that one in. I'm going to go for a 3-1 to City, which I think is another great win, because I think this is quite a difficult game. The one thing that's working for us is the fact that they've got a game midweek. They won't have much rest, so really we need to come into this ready. We're going to be without our starting right back, Milan van Ewijk, but Kane Kessler-Hayden, he'll step in and he'll do a good job, I would have thought so. So I'm not overly concerned about that, but I do think Wrexham are going to score against us, but I do think that we'll win.
Yeah, look, credit to Wrexham. They're competitive. They've not been losing a lot recently, and they've just drawn with Middlesbrough. I think it will be a close game, but I'm just backing the quality of the magic Brazil to come out and win this one. Share your thoughts down below. Next up, Sophie, let's go to the King Power. Leicester City take on Blackburn Rovers. I remember this on the final day of the 23-24 season. Blackburn won away at Leicester to stay up, and Leicester had just won the league. It was a crazy game. Sophie, Blackburn could do with a result here to ease relegation pressure. They did get a great win over Southampton at the weekend. Leicester, though, Sophie, they need a result. They've just lost to Millwall.
Yeah, you've actually failed to mention the fact that I got the Blackburn prediction bang on. I predicted that they'd go 1-0 down and then win 2-1. So great shout from me, if I do say so myself. This time I'm actually going to back a draw. I did back Leicester to lose last weekend, and they did. And I think quite a few people were saying, like, no, we draw. No, I don't know about that. This one I do think they'll draw, actually. I've liked what I've seen from Blackburn. That's why I backed them to win against Southampton. But I just think Leicester, they can't lose again, not at home. So 1-1 for me.
That's still a bad result for Leicester.
Yeah, it's not a great result, but they've not been performing great. So I'm not really going to back them to win right now.
1-0 Leicester. I've got to back them. No, I tell you what, we talk about Will Still at Southampton being under massive pressure, but
Cifuentes, yeah.
If Leicester don't win this, Cifuentes is under massive pressure. I know that Leicester City might get a points deduction and therefore they might not get top 2, but this is still a squad that at minimum should be in the top 6 right now.
Yeah, but they're seriously lacking up top. They play some really good football at times, but they just don't have an out-and-out centre forward that's going to finish off a lot of their chances. I've said it before, I don't trust Jordan Ayew. I don't think he's good enough. I know there are the two wingers, they're pretty good, but you need a centre forward and they're lacking that.
Okay, share your thoughts down below, guys. We've got a 1-0 Leicester and a 1-1 draw. Next up, Soph, we go to Carrow Road. Norwich take on Hull City. Norwich, who have not won at Carrow Road yet this season, and are 23rd in the table.
Yeah, they stink right now, absolutely stink. And I think they're going to lose again.
Yeah, we should point out we are recording this Monday morning and we'll release this video Tuesday. It is possible Liam Manning could get sacked this week.
Yeah, we do have a knack for doing that.
Either way, I'm going to back Norwich. They've got to win at some point. And although I've been very impressed by Hull City recently, I do prefer them at home. I know they won away at Birmingham and that was a very good result. But I think Hull City struggled to beat Norwich, a little bit like Coventry do. Norwich have got to win at some point. Whether Manning is there or Manning isn't, I'm just going to back them because they need to win. 2-1.
I'm taking it as Manning's still there, so I'm going to back Hull 2-1. I think that Norwich might get on the score sheet, but I think right now the team in form are Hull. They are massively proving me wrong, and defying all odds, to be honest. I didn't expect them to be anywhere near the top 6, and I think they're going to cement their place in the top 6 this weekend against Norwich, so 2-1.
Well, they should have beat Charlton as well, shouldn't they, because they conceded right at the end.
They should have really, but then Charlton are also flying, so it's not a terrible result.
No, maybe not. Next up, Sophie, let's go to the Hawthorns. West Bromwich Albion take on Sheffield Wednesday. Gives us an opportunity to talk about Sheffield Wednesday because we haven't spoken about their big news last week. Obviously, the 12-point deduction is the final nail in the coffin. Wednesday are going down. But the end of Chansiri is very good news.
Yeah, as long as he doesn't somehow buy them back, because we've been in that position where we were placed into administration and then Sisu bought us back. So surely Chansiri just goes, nah, do you know what? I've had enough now, and walks away, because I don't think the fans could take it.
Well, no, I think the fans have had enough. And do you know what? It was great to see them in the club shops.
I was about to say that.
Buying the shirts.
Yeah.
And, the noise when they scored against Oxford at the weekend was brilliant. Sheffield Wednesday are maybe going to be back on their feet soon. But it's a frustrating one because it already feels like this season's going to waste. And it's difficult to motivate yourselves away at West Brom, who've got a lot to play for.
Yeah.
You're up first, Sophie.
I'll probably go West Brom 1-0.
Okay.
It's tricky because obviously you don't like to see clubs going through what Sheffield Wednesday are going through, especially when you've been through it and can relate as a fan yourself of a different club. But I think that's a good thing that they've gone into administration. Obviously the points isn't, but as you've mentioned, it gets Chansiri out. So who knows, there might be a lot more positivity around the club at the moment, despite their massive points deduction. But away at West Brom, I do just fancy the baggies, I'm afraid.
I've got to say, West Brom were not very good at Ipswich. They,
No.
nearly got a 0-0, to be fair, but never really thought they looked like they were going to win it, actually.
No, true.
I will back them, though. 2-1 West Brom. I think Wednesday are always capable of getting on the score sheet.
Yes.
And their fans will come and they'll roar them on, but I just think West Brom are going to edge it. So I'll go 2-1 baggies, and Sophie's going 1-0. Next up, Sophie, let's move to the 3 p.m. kickoffs. Birmingham City take on Portsmouth. Quite a big game, this one. They could both do with a pick-me-up result. Portsmouth have lost back-to-back home games against Coventry and Stoke, so they could do with something. But Birmingham, Sophie, after a great win against Preston, they followed it up with a defeat away at Bristol City. I think Blues fans will be happy to be back at home, but their last home game was also a defeat against Hull.
True.
Oh, God, this is tough. I think it could be like 0-0, to be honest.
Okay.
But I will back Blues. 1-0 Birmingham.
That's what I was thinking, 2-1 Blues then. I just feel like Birmingham being the home side, they've got to, and then Portsmouth. Usually when Coventry beat a team, they go on a good run. Doesn't seem to have been happening with Portsmouth, so sorry about that, guys. And then I think it's going to be another loss on the road. So, 2-1.
And the thing is, we've said before that we think Portsmouth have got quite a bit of quality, but they're not really putting many results together at the minute, so that's not good. Share your thoughts. Next up, Sophie, let's go to the Valley. Charlton take on Swansea. Sophie, I think Charlton will be very pleased with last week. 4 points, 3-0 win away at Ipswich, and a 1-1 at Hull City with a last-minute equaliser. Should we take Charlton seriously in a playoff discussion?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah, I know it's very, very early on right now, but why not? I think it'd be rude to say, no, they're going to drop off it, because you could say that about a lot of the teams, but right now, yes.
They take on Swansea, Sophie. Swansea beat Norwich, but everyone's beating Norwich.
Yeah.
Swansea will have played Manchester City in the Carabao Cup before this one. Prediction?
1-0 Charlton. Yeah, back Charlton against Hull. They didn't quite do it, but they did manage to salvage a point, which is still a good result. Now that they're at home, I think they're going to get back to winning ways. So 1-0.
Scribble. Yep, that's a scribble. I would have gone 1-0. 2-1 Charlton.
Okay.
I still want to back them.
Yeah.
I'm right behind them. I am on board this Charlton train. Choo choo. I think they're really impressive, Sophie.
Yeah.
And this season there is a massive open door to get into that top 6. And I really think Charlton could be the ones. They're just very efficient. A lot of the credit goes to Nathan Jones.
Yes, yeah. I mean, we'd said before, like, summer transfer window, I liked some of their business. Ultimately, it's Nathan Jones at the wheel and he's steering them in the right direction, doing absolutely fine. So, yeah, hopefully they can continue it.
Absolutely. Next up, Sophie, let's go to the Kassam. It's a Gary Rowett derby as Oxford United take on Millwall. Difficult because they've both been pretty good recently. Oxford United with 6 points in the last 3 games. They beat Derby at home. They did lose away at Wrexham, but then they've beaten Sheffield Wednesday away. And to be fair, let's give Oxford credit because that could have gone the other way because Sheffield Wednesday had the big news and they sold out the stadium and Oxford went there and they managed it really well.
Yeah.
Millwall though, Sophie, 3 wins in a row.
They are flying. You can't not go for Millwall. I know it's harsh on Oxford because it seems like they've just turned a corner and they needed to as well to kind of put a little bit of cushion between them and the bottom 3. But it's Millwall. They're flying. You can't not.
Oxford 0, Millwall 1.
It's always Millwall 1-0. All right, 2-1 Millwall then. I would have said 1-0 Millwall because it's a safe bet, but I still think they'll get the win, so 2-1.
Yeah, do you know what? It feels like it'd be 1-0 either way. I'll say Oxford have a chance. If Oxford score first, I could see them just shutting up shop and winning.
Yeah, I'd say they've got a chance, but for me, it's got to be Millwall.
Yeah, Millwall have been great.
Yeah.
Imagine if they get promoted. Imagine Millwall get promoted and West Ham get relegated.
Very likely.
Next up, Sophie, let's go to Queen's Park Rangers. They take on Ipswich Town. QPR, Sophie, they picked up 3 points in 2 away games last week. They went away to Swansea and won 1-0 against 10 men. And then they've just lost to Derby 1-0. Meh. They take on Ipswich, though, Sophie, who had a very strange week last week, losing 3-0 at home to Charlton, but then recovering well to beat West Brom 1-0. Ipswich have to win this. You know, Ipswich are still a team that can make top 2, but they've got to be more consistent for sure, and they've got to be better on the road. I've not been very impressed with Ipswich away from home.
No.
QPR, difficult. Has their spark gone out a little bit?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Prediction?
I'm going to say 2-1 Ipswich. Now, it might be a draw, but I feel like maybe the West Brom game's a bit of a turning point for Ipswich because it wasn't their best performance, but they managed to grind out the 3 points. Maybe they could do it again against QPR, or maybe they could put in a good performance and beat them. But I do think they'll get the 3 points.
That's a scribble.
Is it 2-1?
Yeah, I wrote down 2-1 Ipswich. But I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to flip it. 2-1 QPR. Just to be different. Well, no, but hang on. I need to catch up in the predictions.
No, I get that.
I need to start going different to you. And the more I thought about it, yes, Ipswich have the quality to win here. But have you actually been impressed with them on the road?
No.
No.
Not really, no.
I just think, yeah, at Portman Road, I like Ipswich.
A bit better, yeah.
But away from home, I really don't. And QPR, I know they lost their last game, but let's take them seriously. They've been decent. Richard Kone might score. I'll go 2-1 QPR.
Okay.
Share your thoughts. Next up, Sophie, let's go to Sheffield United versus Derby County. The Blades, Sophie, they capitulated away at Preston on Friday night last week. They take on Derby, who got a good 1-0 win, and that's back-to-back wins now for the Rams.
It is, actually, yeah.
They're doing all right. This is tough, isn't it? I want to go with Sheffield United. I feel like that defeat to Preston is a bit of a blip, but on the whole, they've still been pretty good. But Derby do take points off top teams. 1-1.
Okay. What I did find hilarious, not to laugh at another team's misfortune, but when I'd seen that the Preston third goal had gone in, I thought, oh, I've snatched it, they've completely turned it around. I'd gone onto Twitter and it had just flashed up at that point, Sheffield United's second goal, and all of the comments were, we're back, baby, yeah, taking us seriously. And then it's like, I'll give it 20-30 minutes and you're losing again. Yeah, poor Blades fans. This is really tricky because I genuinely can see this one going either way. I don't know whether to go 2-1 Blades or 2-1 to the Rams. Do you know what? I've not been back in Derby enough recently. 2-1 to the Rams. Yeah. Which maybe Sheffield United go 1-0 up and then they lose 2-1. I don't know the fashion in this one. I'm not going to go all out, but I can see them losing.
Wow. Well, we expect Sheffield United to turn it around, and the signs have been pretty good lately, but they've still got quite a bit of catching up to do yet, and they can't really afford many setbacks, Sophie, but
no.
There you go. Share your thoughts on that one. Next up, Sophie. Let's go to St Mary's. Southampton take on Preston North End. The pressure is piling on Will still. It's not looking good, is it? They lost 2-1, of course, to Blackburn Rovers, and of course the game before that they lost 3-1 to Bristol City. I think they'll be happy to be back at St Mary's, but draws are not going to work. You have to win this one, Southampton, and against a Preston team that are going to be full of confidence after that win against Sheffield United, I don't think it's going to be easy for the Saints.
No, I mean, it's a long old journey for the Preston fans, but I've got a feeling that they're going to walk away from this one happy again. Is it me first? 2-1 Preston. Yeah, and I think this could be the final nail in Will Still's coffin. I think both him and Manning are the next managers to get sacked. That's not a bold call, that's just stating the obvious. But both of them doing a terrible job right now. And yeah, I've got a feeling Preston do it again.
I wouldn't be surprised if at some point soon Southampton just win 3-0 because of the quality they have.
They get so close. When you watch their games and even their highlights, you think, oh my God, they're just not taking their chances. They play some nice football, so that's not always on the manager, it's on the players. They're the ones on the pitch. But yeah, they're just massively underperforming. That
said, I think Preston get something. I like that you've gone for the win. That's bold. I will go for Southampton to get an unhelpful draw. 1-1. It's better than losing, but Southampton really need the win. For Preston, that would be a decent point, but you're backing them to actually win, which is fair play. Right, next up, Sophie, let's go to Stoke City versus Bristol City. This is a tricky one. Two teams that have been impressive. Bristol City just beat Birmingham 1-0, and Stoke went away to Portsmouth and won 1-0. They're both very much in that equation, and look, I definitely think we should take them seriously as far as the top six goes. The longer their good starts continue as well, then maybe they could even be in that top two picture, because no one other than Coventry and kind of Middlesbrough are looking that consistent at the minute.
True.
So it's a big opportunity, but I'm going to go for a share of the spoils. I think Bristol City have been really entertaining and I want to back them to win, but Stoke have been very good and
it's a tricky one.
I don't want to back them to lose.
No.
1-1.
I was feeling a 1-1. Okay, maybe a 2-2 then. Do you know what? If I was going to pick a winner, it probably would be Bristol City. Obviously, Stoke have been doing very well and I've been backing them a lot this season, which I don't usually do. But Bristol City are playing some really nice football. I don't want to go against either. So I was tempted to say 2-1 to the Robins against Mark Robins, but I'll split it as well, 2-2.
Yeah, okay. And I think a draw's still pretty good for both.
Yeah.
Okay, the final game, Sophie, is at Vicarage Road. Watford take on Middlesbrough. Sophie, Watford obviously lost 3-1 to Coventry, but I thought they were very dangerous and they cut us open so many times with just one simple pass. Their front line is very fast and
just not clinical.
On their day, they're going to really surprise someone. They're going to hurt a top team.
Maybe it's Middlesbrough.
Yeah, maybe it'll be against Middlesbrough. So. Middlesbrough drawing 1-1 with Wrexham, a bit frustrating. They'll want to go.
They didn't play great in that, but credit to Wrexham for that one.
No, yeah, of course. Obviously, the Wrexham goal's deflected. Hayden Hackney rescues a point.
Yeah.
They've still only lost one game this season, which is pretty good. But they'll want to win this. Prediction?
Yeah, obviously we saw Watford play in the flesh last week and I don't think 3-1 reflects their performance at all. The good side, as I said, not clinical. They were slicing us open every 5-10 minutes, but they just weren't taking their chances. Ultimately, Rushworth, our goalkeeper, had an insane game. Bar the penalty he gave away, he was absolutely incredible. So that's very frustrating for the Watford players. But I'm hoping that they can play the same as they did against Coventry, against Borough, and they'll get the win. 2-1. So hopeful.
That's a scribble.
You back Watford as well?
I was going to say 2-1. I've never been more impressed by a team that we've beaten.
It's weird, isn't it?
I thought Watford were very good.
Yeah.
I will tone it down. I'll go for another draw.
1-1 then.
No, I've had so many 1-1s. I'll go for 2-2.
Okay.
I still think Middlesbrough have got this hard to beat ability.
Yeah.
And a bit like a cockroach, you can't kill them. And Coventry could do with them losing a few games, but Middlesbrough are still there. But I think the Hornets will attack the cockroach. And that's such a bad analogy. But I'll go 2.
You're back in the draw as well.
Yeah, well, I'll go 2-2. I genuinely think Watford will get something. And remember, last time they were at home, they beat West Brom. That's not easy.
True.
There you go. Share your thoughts. And sorry, Middlesbrough, for calling you a cockroach. I do like Middlesbrough. That wraps up our predictions, guys. Share yours down in the comments. Make sure to drop a like. Make sure to subscribe. It takes 2 seconds. Thank you for joining me, Sophie.
Thank you.
We will see you for Premier League predictions tomorrow. Take care. Peace out.